this documentary is so important. Okay, so there's a couple of things that when I'm watching it, I'm like, one, children need to see this. There was this meme that was going around on social media when Mr. Floyd passed away and it was killed, and they were like, in the height of it, they were like, fuck around and find out I'm not my ancestors. I'm not my grandfather. I'm not. And if they saw this documentary, they would know how wrong that statement is. You wish you could be your grandparents. You wish you could have the strength and the fortitude of Mrs. Rosa Parks.
Yeah, I don't know why the story of Rosa Parks has always been portrayed as a gentle, sweet, grandmotherly-like lady who one day just accidentally worked a long day, her feet were tired, and just decided not to give up her seat on the bus. And it's been so interesting to see all the ways in which that narrative, which I think is kind of the prevailing narrative. I mean,
Yes,
it's what
it
I
is.
learned in school, right?
Yes.
And I think a lot of kids learn that, is actually not true at all. Even when they wrote about her death, the New York Times called her the accidental matriarch.
Right.
There was literally absolutely nothing accidental
Accidental.
about the
No.
life of Rosa Parks. So our documentary comes off of a book by the same name. It's written by a professor named Jean Theo Harris. And she was actually in a really interesting Twitter conversation with one of our directors. The director's name is Joanna Hamilton. And Jean Theo Harris used to post all these like facts about Rosa Parks that you just didn't know.
Yeah.
And Joanna was like, this is crazy. I thought I knew the
Yeah.
story of Rosa Parks, like all of us think we know.
Yeah.
And so she looped in Yoruba Richin, who's the other director of our project, and really we wanted to do a deep dive into kind of the unknown story of Rosa Parks, who in fact was rebellious, who was
rebellious.
a full-on hardcore badass, am I allowed to say that? Activist.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also a bit of a separatist.
Yeah.
She literally hated white people.
Absolutely. And talked about, I mean, from a very young age.
Yeah,
You know,
from
her
a very young age.
grandfather slept with a gun because he was afraid of what the KKK could do to his family. So she was very clear about it. And it took her, I
That
mean,
framed her. That
Yeah.
shaped her.